Alright, welcome to the full guide for Nocturne Jungle. It will cover everything you need to know about the champion. At the end, the runes are completely explained, the build is completely explained, why do you take things, why would you build certain things, all of it's there. There will be timestamps below as well. There will be a low elo game at the start. This will cover all the basics, all the skills, how you want to use them, etc. That is what's there. And then after that, we are playing about a Diamond 4 rated game, where I'll cover some more advanced things to look for, etc. And the concepts, the basics will remain in that one as well, but there's some more expansion on the things because the full basics will not really get you through those games too effectively. There is some added stuff that is required. If you guys enjoy this type of video style, please be sure to hit the like button. Let me know in the comments. Much appreciated. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that as well to not miss any of those. If I'm going to keep doing this, there will be a playlist linked below. If you're watching this at a later date, there will be champions added to that playlist. So if you're looking for a champion, check that out as well. And yeah, like, subscribe, follow on Twitch, and enjoy. Okay, so for the low elo game of this video, I will be covering all the basics. I'm going to be talking to you about the skills and how to use them and just very basic macro. So yeah, I'll be playing against the Hecarim here. If you look at the lane states here in this situation, this Teemo is a ranged champion advantage on top. So for the most part, he's most likely going to shove the Urgot. Although Urgot does have a bit of range as well. He's most likely still going to shove him under turret. So I'm going to clear top down and just see if we can go permanently bot lane. It's never a bad strategy to go for anyway, to always clear towards bot lane. Because, well, that is very effective and never really a bad call. Top lane is like more of a up in the air call you can make. At 50 seconds, we're going to recall place the ward here. This is just a good defensive thing. If people invade you, especially in low elo, if they invade you, they're always just going to invade your buff camp. It's just what it is. They will. So you will always be able to see them. You can try to like place them here and predict where they're going to walk, but that's going to be pretty tricky for the most part, especially with unpredictable players. When it comes to your skills, Nocturne Q is a, like, as you can see, a skill shot with quite some range. Does some physical damage, but if you're standing on the path it provides, it gives you movement speed and attack damage. I have this on. So that is a big thing. Always try to be sure to be on the path as much as possible, so you can get that extra value there. Your passive is a swipe around you. As you can see, it has a cooldown, but it lowers as you auto attack. So if you have a lot of attack speed, it lowers faster. It's a good thing. That's something to think about as well. Your W is a spell shield that gives you a attack speed passive. This gives, as you can see, you're taking at level 2. It gives 30% attack speed just straight up. If you would block an ability with this, it then doubles this passive attack speed that you see right there. So the 30% goes to 60% in this case, and the more points you put into it, the more scaling and levels you're going to get out of it. Make sure here that you swipe those small ones with your umbral blades. That's pretty important. And then your E is a... Ooh, spicy. My man started on my raptors. All right, no worries. No, we just ignore this. We keep moving. It doesn't matter. Your E is a fear. If you get the fear off, you gain, or the passively gain 90% movement speed towards feared enemies. This counts for any feared enemies. So if you have like a Fiddlesticks on your team, for example, who fears them, still a feared enemy. So that's the thing. And then this does just some magic damage, and it fears the target as well for a certain amount of time. And that time scales with the more points you put into it, which is why you are maxing it second. Now, usually I would not put a second point or like a point in E on level 3, but because he took one of my camps, I'm unable to hit level 4 in this scenario, so I have to take a point in E on level 3, which is going to be necessary here. So that's what we're doing. And yeah, your ult blinds the entire map and allows you to dash to a target within this range by re-clicking it on that target. And this is going to be your main tool of ganking and making things very easy. The clear here, as you can see, I'm just doing like just hits. Try to be on your Q path as much as possible, and that's really the only thing you're like really looking at. Mid lane is pushing in. This scuttle is going to spawn though, so we're going to quickly take that, especially now that we did not hit level 4 because the Hecarim tried to invade us. We're going to smite this, and now mid lane is pushing in, no mana. Bot lane is getting pushed in, so ideally if I want to look for a gank, we're going to look for this mid lane gank because he is further up in this position. We're going to walk at him. We're going to do this first. We're going to E him, and then the Q after he uses mobility, basically. I could throw it directly at him, but the problem I'm going to have at that point is that if he flashes that Q, I'm just going to miss the Q, right? That's obviously not ideal. So that's what we're doing. Now, in this case, we're pushing out the wave because the Diana wants to, like, recall, ideally, in this scenario. I give her all the CS because I don't want to take that from her, but I want to make sure that the wave goes into her so she can get a free recall off, which is very important. First item will always be Stride Breaker, so that's what we're going to do. Absolutely. Will not change. And now, as you can see here, these camps are respawning. They're respawning at the same time in this instance because the hacker room cleared my raptors first. But ideally, look to respawn, like the reset for the 4-minute 20 ult respawn on your tier 2, on your like next respawn sequence. And now here again, just simply as Nocturne, make sure you hit the Q path, make sure you stand on the Q path, and that is all you're really looking to do here. You can after this just like clear this pretty easily. Tiamat helps, and now we're just gonna full clear once again. We did our gank, we used our time that we had as downtime from the camps, and now we're just gonna clear once again, and we're gonna keep this as a nice sequence for this game. That is like the basic core that you have to go for here. Don't try to do anything too fancy, that's not necessary. Just making sure to cleanly clear your camps. Cleanly. So again, next one, engage with the Q. Make sure to stand on your Q path to gain the extra AD. Very important. And don't use your Eon camps. The reason you don't want to use your Eon camps is because it's actually kind of a waste. This does barely any damage. It does 80 damage, and it's a 15-second cooldown. If for some reason, like Hecarim would run at me and I don't have my E up for 15 seconds, that would not be ideal. So we really do not want to use Eon camps. We only want to auto attack. We only want to Q. You can use your Tiamat proc as well. But do not use your Eon camps. Very important. Now here, in this instance, my mid laner is shoving into Xerath, but look at this. Okay, well, there was a thing in the bush there, unfortunately. But look at the bot lane situation. I was about to say they were actually going to be gankable from the backside. Block this with a spell shield. It's fine. Nothing too major here. We can't do this. That's okay. In this instant, though, because I have the mid lane priority, this is one of those moments I can just go for the dragon straight away. So I am actually just going to start hitting the dragon here. Because bot lane starts to shove now because the enemy bot lane now has to respect me in this instance. They have to, like, be walking back because I'm in the area. Hecarim, as you can see, is topside, which is something I expected beforehand. Let me block that for the attack speed increase. If you block any ability, your attack speed gets doubled to 60% in this case, so I can use that to my advantage and get the extra speed here. But we saw Hecarim top. We know we can just do the dragon. We finished that off. We want to commit to doing the dragon instead of trying anything too fancy. Gonna flash on him because we know earlier he already flashed. As soon as he gets feared, we then Q him. And then that way we can just have it for free. And now we just recall again. Because what happens now, red is respawning. My Crocs are also going to start to respawn. So we have another sequence of camps respawning. So we want to look for those right away. And that is exactly what we're going to do. We buy this, buy boots, and we leave base. Q out of base as well, because if you walk over your path, again, you gain a movement speed increase. So that's what you want to look for. Try to use it as a mobility tool as well. So right here, because it's a low cooldown, we can Q again. And then by the time we get to the camp, our Q will be back up. And this way, we would have saved a little bit of time coming out of base. So that is what you want to do. Look for this. All of our camps are going to respawn. He got the Void Cups, which is absolutely fine. We traded Void Cups for a dragon. We're happy with that. We just hit level 6, which is a big milestone for Nocturne, of course. So ideally, when you hit 6, you want to try to use your ultimate as fast as you can. Ideally. So in this instance, I want, like, look at mid lane potentially for an ult. Now, this Diana is hard pressuring the Xerath. The ult's probably not going to happen. If it's not an opportunity, it's not an opportunity. We just keep clearing. Our camps are up, so we want to make a priority towards clearing these camps still, which is very important. Hecarim is mid. Okay, we're going to clear the camp, and then we're going to look to rotate mid potentially. What's going to happen here, maybe? We'll see. Is the Xerath is going to stick around? There he is. He's dead now. Perfect. Make sure to block an ability with your spell shield so you get the attack speed increase, and I cannot kill him, unfortunately. But instantly there, Xerath was low HP. We knew this. We don't instantly run in. We wait for him to come. And then if he shows up, we just instantly ult. And then the important thing you have to know about Nocturne Ultimate is you can cast your Q while ulting. Which means if you ult towards a target, right before you connect with that target, you have to click Q. This gives you an insanely high chance of landing that Q without it costing you an ability cost. So the moment you connect with the target, you can then instantly click E instead of having to click Q. So you don't get delayed in your casting animations, and you will be able to QE pretty much right away. And yeah, that's the way you want to do it. So that's very important. Really keep that in mind. Next time you see me ult, keep in mind, look at it. how I use that Q, because I'm always using Q right before I connect with my target to make sure that I can do that. In this instance here, this guy is pushing in. As you can see, this bot lane is pushing into my bot lane. I do not have ult, but I don't need ult to be able to gank a situation like this. We just have to spam go ping. Maybe Nami can get an ult off. That would be fine. If she doesn't, that's also okay. A little bit of a late ultimate. It happens. She missed her bubble. It happens. Don't worry about it. It was just a bit of downtime, right? We had nothing to play. Okay, okay. That is maybe not ideal. And this is one of those instances there where... I mean, just QE this guy. Spell shield, block a hit, get the attack speed increase. And I'm trying to just walk out now because I'm just kind of out of gas here. I'm also... I have no skills up. The Misfortune is a ranged champion, so I have to respect it. And we're just going to clear the wave here as well, so the Misfortune doesn't get to push this. Just hit the Q, hit the Tiamat, and then hit your auto attack, and it pretty much deletes the wave. It's pretty easy. In that situation, because my camps are not up, there's no objectives up, there's nothing to play for, I might as well go for the gank, and then identifying that gank, as I did there, the bot wave was shoving in, so that is an opportunity for a gank angle, and that's what we're looking for. Again, out of base, as you see, I'm queuing, pick up my stride breaker here, queue again, and just use the movement speed to just be that little bit faster. Just very interesting, very important, sorry. Very interesting, yeah. My ult is now off cooldown, which is something I do want to like look at here. This man is going to push in his wave on top side. So I do want to ult as quickly as I can, ideally, right? So in this instance, I want to ult this guy as fast as I can. That's exactly what I'm going to look for. Hopefully my Teemo isn't completely AFK. Do I beat him in a 1v1? I'm going to have to wait this one out. I don't know if I want to send the full 1v1. He's probably going to try to shove here. Gets hit by that and we instantly go. Land the Q. Should have spell shielded the flip, didn't. That's my bad. And that's okay, though. Still, though, use my ult as fast as possible. This objective is now spawning, so I'm definitely going to try to look for that. Q this from a distance. Okay, Diana is not allowing me to stack it. You ideally want to let this walk backwards, but because it didn't happen, we're now going to stand in the middle of it, so we can use our passive to hit everything still. But if you hit it with Q from a distance and then drag it back, they will clump together on the same spot, and it makes it easier for you to just hit everything. Okay, here you could smite the Void Grubs, but I'm not sure if this Diana is willing to give me the Scuttle Crab, or if the Hecarim is going to contest the Scuttle Crab, and he's not contesting the Void Grub. So we are just going to smite that instead of smiting the Void Grub. If the Hecarim would have contested that Void Grub, I would have obviously smited it instead, because it's worth more than the Scuttle Crab. But in this case, that Scuttle Crab was more contested than the Void Grub was, so we keep our smite. Now, it's important here that we just make sure that we keep clearing our camps until our ultimate is up. We do not want to go for a play until our ultimate is up right now. Until that moment in time, we are just going to clear. We do our same thing, right? Q from engage the camp with Q, stand on your path, auto attack it down, don't waste your E cooldown. That type of stuff. Wait for the ult cooldown. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. Very simple. Don't have to think about anything. There's a mid lane engaged. Doesn't matter. If you're looking at where you're going to go here, this guy's pretty low. Bot lane is also getting pushed in. There's a small chance Hecarim walks down here towards this area, so we can just see if he does it. See if he face checks me. He does. Wait for melee range and finish him off. Very good. You saw him move down in that position, so we are just not going to walk up. There's no need for that. All we're going to do is we're just going to, let him walk into us. There we go. That's fine. He flashed. That's okay. Right here, it's important to note, why do I play like this? It's important to note that the Xerath was walking down already, as you saw. And the enemy bot lane had the first rotation priority. If I'm starting Dragon and I get completely pincered, I have issues. So that's not something I want. Let's go. That's not something I want, so I'm going to engage on the one target that's easy to kill by himself. The two people are coming from both sides, and the Xerath is coming from mid lane. So I just walk up to the guy in mid lane that's by himself, and I finish that guy off. That is what we want to do. We're going to go to this Hexblade. Also, we're now level 9, so picking up the Farside Alteration Trinket is very important. This is what's going to allow you to get a ton of ults off, and this is also why you have this Mementos rune. Because it lowers the cooldown of this, and it's going to help you get those off with your ultimate, so you can always land it. If you lose vision with your ult, that really sucks. That's not what you want. So, yeah. That's why you want to do that. Now, instead of going for, Dragon or anything else, the enemy Hecarim here is going for Dragon, and that's okay. I could stop that. I could stop that. However, my camps are respawning. My ult's on cooldown. We're going to stick to the basic rules here. My stuff's on cooldown. We're not going to deal with it. Not my problem. My camps are up. I want my camps. That's a priority. We want to play very consistent. I want to have like a very good gameplay pattern here. That's all we're following. Build still 30 seconds. Our camps are up. We clear this instead. Good. Now, one thing, here's a ton of fights going on bot lane, right? I don't reach it. Hecarim is still bot side as well. There is a high chance here that Hecarim's top side camps are up. I could clear towards my own bot side camps right now, but because of that fight scenario, I can't really participate in it. My ult's still on cooldown. Hecarim spent a lot of time on bot lane going for the dragon, going for that fight. So the odds of his top side camps are being up is extremely high here, and this is why we do want to check his top side camps in that instance specifically. If you do not like have the awareness for this, that's okay. My bot side camps are up. I could have just cleared towards bot lane. That's completely fine. But in this specific instance, it is good to go for his topside camps to at least trade a little bit for that play that just happened where you couldn't participate. So this is quite important to look for. That's what we're looking for here as well. And we're just going to fight him. Get the fear off. He has to face rush. It slightly sucks. I'm just going to use my... You have got to be trolling me. Okay, well, that's a little bit unfortunate, but... Don't do it, Misfortune! You little rat. Unlucky. Well, that's my bad. I missed the kill hit on 1 HP, and then I committed to a flash. Thought I could run out to it, but then I was able to dodge the Xerath skill shots, but then the Misfortune came in as well, and I just died. It's okay. We finish off the Hexblade, and then the boots we are looking for are just defensive boots. You can go Swifties, you can go Ionian boots for cooldown reduction as well. But I'd recommend people to just go defensive boots. Now, you want to see, does the enemy team have a lot of CC? This might be hard to recognize, but if they do, you want to go tenacity boots. If they don't, you want to go for the other one. This guy does have a stun. This guy has a root, and that's pretty much about it. But they also, they have quite a bit of attack damage. Like, this guy auto-attacks a lot. Hecarim does auto-attack a decent amount. Misfortune auto-attacks. In this case, I can definitely just go for steel caps and be very happy with that. They don't have that much CC I'm concerned with, so it's okay. Like, the root and everything. I can spell shield one of these things. That's also something you have to keep in mind. You can spell shield the Xerath stun. You can spell shield the Maokai root. So that's what you want to do. Now, out of base here, we're just going to look at wherever we can go for the kill. Because our ult's going to come off cooldown, and we want to use it again as fast as we can. So this bot lane situation is looking pretty good for an ult opportunity. So that's definitely something I'm looking for with my ult right now. We're just going to ult, click him instantly. Go in. Spell shield there. Go free, kill him. Another thing there that I did as well, my priority choice goes to people that have shutdowns. I looked earlier, if you look at the scoreboard here, this Teemo has a shutdown, right? Like, this Misfortune had a big shutdown. So she is my highest priority target. So if I can run out of base and ult the Misfortune right away, that is ideally what I want to do. But get the shutdown out of the way quickly. Kill that shutdown with my ult as fast as possible is what I did. I went for the Misfortune, and it's all good. Very, very good. Now our ult's on cooldown once again, so we are just simply going to clear once again. Take our time, don't mind it too much. All these camps that are up right now in our own jungle, we're just going to take them until my ult's back. Hecarim is bot lane. This is an important thing to note right now. Hecarim is bot right here, right? The Rift Herald is up, and this Rift Herald is a feats the strength victory if I take it. So I should really do the Rift Herald in this moment. Hecarim was bot lane, so he's not going to do anything about it. So we're good. This is going to dash. We're going to spell shield that dash, so we get the attack speed increase from it, which helps us out a lot. And we're going to assist ping several times as well towards my teammates, so we can see if they want to help us out. You have to assist ping, because otherwise your team might not respond to anything, and that could be ending in a bad scenario. We saw the enemy jungler there, so instead of finishing our clear, we want to try to finish this for the feats of strength victory. Okay, interesting, close one. Instantly pop your spell shield. It doesn't matter what you block, it really doesn't, but it gives you an attack speed increase. So you want to spell shield as quickly as you can. There you go, good. My team picked up the Rift Herald, which is fine. In a fight situation, you can try to block a specific skill shot that is valuable to block, like a Xerath stun, like a Maokai root. These are very valuable abilities to block. But you can block anything. You can block a Hecarim Q just to get the attack speed increase, and that is already a big value. So you should definitely try to keep in mind to block anything in fights and not just hold on to your skill for an important ability. It is really important that you just get the attack speed increase going. It does a lot. It really helps a lot in fights. It goes from 35 to 70. Like, you gain 35% for just blocking anything. Okay, next item in the very basic build path we are going for every single game is going to be the cleaver. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And then we just walk to the next objective. At this stage, like here, my camps are spawning on top side, right? The dragon is up, but as I said, my ult's off cooldown. So ideally, I really want to try to use that ult as quickly as possible. I really do. I want to try to like look for something. I want to try to go a little bit aggressive here. So I want to try to cast my ultimate on something relatively fast. So this guy, perfect target. Let's go. Spell shield, block his skill shield because he's going to stun first. And finish him off. Very good. Ult used right away. This should instantly give us an advantage to go for the objective as well. Which is nice. And then after this, we can just clear our camps again. Because everything is now up in my jungle. But now my ult's on cooldown. Because I used it, right? So now I can use the downtime on my ultimate to just clear my camps. Now, Otacon is spawning here and all that, but I don't necessarily concern myself with that too much. My ult's on cooldown, so unless the enemy team really wants to aggressively start Otacon or something, I don't really have to care a whole lot about it. Because we don't have ult, and I don't concern myself with things when I don't have ult. That's a very core thing you can just do. As long as you make sure to use that ultimate as soon as you get it, it's all good. It's enough, you know? My team decided to run it there. It's a bit unfortunate. It is what it is. We see Hecarim mid. My ult's now gonna come up in 5 seconds. So I do want to walk here. So we're gonna use this as soon as in the range. Try to hover with your mouse over it. And I Q right before I land there, as you saw. So I get my instant E animation cast off. And then I save my Diana. It's good. Very good. Okay, soloing Otacon is not something I'm particularly interested in. However, in this case, I kind of want to go for the objective, right? I kind of do. So my Diana is resetting. These two like are respawning. So I actually kind of want to reset right now in this specific moment to get out of base with my team. Trying to like line up resets can be very valuable to be stronger on the map. I could go for these two and reset much later. It's definitely an option. But I kind of want this objective right now. So I'm kind of looking at it a little bit. See if it's possible. You can be like in the area. Try to always hit a plant if you see one. Just do it. We just assist ping it. My team hits it. It's all good. There's the Xerath. Block that with a hit. Stride Breaker on top of him. Fear him as well. You saw that skill come in. We just blocked the stun right away. That's why we don't need mercs. And we just hit the Otacon now. This one, stand outside of the circle. Do not stand in the circle. And when he shoots those things, just walk around it. And that's all you have to do. And we just hit it down. Walk out of the circle again. Very simple. And the other one, when it's swiping inwards, you want to just simply like stand melee range with the boss, and that's it. Perfect. Smite it out. And we just take a recall here. Okay, we don't take a recall here. Right now, I wanted to initially recall because I thought this guy was going to go for this, but he didn't. And now he's probably just going to go for the Diana. So I kind of just want to help my Diana out here. Gonna ult, close the distance, Q before I land there. Spell shield so he doesn't hit me with anything. Okay, I'm just gonna use my Otacon, I guess. It's fine. I could not run away from that anymore. It was a bit too late. That's okay. We're chilling. They got me. They got the Otacon passive. It's okay. The important thing here is they don't get my shutdown because I had the Otacon on me. So that's definitely a thing. Now my ult is on cooldown for 30 seconds. So we are just going to chill again. It's fine. All of our camps here are up. We're just going to clear until my ult's back up. But that's it. That's all we have to do. 22 seconds though. It's a fairly low cooldown. So I'm probably only going to clear my 3 topside camps. And I get to instantly ult again. Good. Keep moving. Keep it like, just keep that clear going. Like I'm creating a pretty big level and CS lead here. Just based on me just keeping a nice clear going. That's all it is. Just use a stride breaker on camps as well. It's not a big deal. There is the level up and my ult's now off cooldown. So now any play goes. This works for me. Let's go on this guy. Okay, I might not have to... The thing here is you have to realize my team was in such a bad position. I'm going to go in. If I walk forward there, I'm 1v4. You kind of have to have a little bit of awareness in that scenario. And I can't walk forward there because my team was walking in very bad directions. So I'm just going to have to respect that. This is okay. I currently do not have ult, but it doesn't matter too much. We can just play slow. We don't have to walk into these fight situations. There we go. Spell shield. This is a good engage. Fear this guy. Just hit him down. There, in that fight, try to just play it calm. We see my team converging on them, basically. They're like stacked together in a position, and all I want to do is I just want to let my team get enough distance. That's it. Okay, no one there. You can use your far side alteration, just scout if someone would be there. You can then ult that target potentially if you want to. Yeah, in that fight, we just drag it out. We don't walk into a melee range like a monkey with no brain. We just let my team converge, and then once the opportunity arises, we can go for something. And now we're just dragon. They're gonna respawn in like 5 seconds. Getting a turret now is a lot less valuable these days. The reason being is that these turrets now respawn. The enemy team is gonna get out of base. They're gonna respawn in that timer, so we actually don't want to be there anymore. It's too much. And picking up one of these turrets now, because they respawn, isn't as valuable anymore as it used to be, because previously they didn't respawn. So in this case, we actually want to reset right away, get our item, and then play on the map once again with the ult for the objectives. So that is very important there. I do not want to get one of these turrets because of that reason. So we're just going to walk forward. My camps are up, but again, my ult is off cooldown, so we are looking. We are keeping our eyes peeled over here. We're going to ult this guy. Right before we land, we Q, so it lands, and then we just finish them off perfectly. We click the W there as well. Hit the Q for the slow. Make sure to, or hit the smite for the slow, and then the Q afterwards when he's slowed, so it's easier to connect. And then we walk at the misfortune and kill her as well. It's very important, though, that try not to smite if you're about to go for an objective. In that case, I had 2 smites, so I can definitely use one, but I would not want to smite that if I'm about, like, if I only have one and if I'm about to go for the objective. Now here, I'm not going to smite it. The reason I'm not smiting this is because we're most likely going to be interested in doing Baron. Unless my team fully resets here. If they are resetting, that's fine. Because my team recalls, I'm not instantly running to Baron. I'm actually just going to give my team blue buff. At this stage in the game, I do not want to go for these camps anymore. I just want to go for the objective with my team. But the blue buff, red buff, those buffs are small objectives because it gives your entire team the buff when the Baron is up. So an entire team-wide blue buff is quite valuable. So I'm definitely going to go for that. Then I'm doing that while my team is recalling, basically. So I can just view the objective when they get here with the team. Now my team started relatively early, but yeah. That is the idea. Get the dragon or Baron, whatever. And I could just go in. Spell shield instantly to block something. Doesn't really matter what you block. It's just a free kill. And I could just take a reset here. My ult's on cooldown for 30 seconds, so I can use this time to just back and go for the next item. Pick up a little bit of a gold investment. My ult's already down, so I can use this downtime. It's a very short downtime these days, obviously, with all the haste we have and stuff. But this is good. This is very good. Walk out of base, try to queue in front of you the entire time to get a bit more movement speed, get towards your team. Now, like, again, if your team is pushing forward here, doing your camps when your ult's on cooldown is not worth it. It's just not. Right now, you want to walk forward as much as possible. Get that ult off cooldown right before you land, hit the Q. As you saw, it almost connected. The only reason it didn't, because he basically flashed. But it didn't cost me an animation of my skill because I used it right before I landed. And I can instantly EW, and it's fine. 24 seconds on my ult. I can just chill in the backline here a bit. I don't have to concern too much. I'm going to try to throw out some Q poke a bit. My team is going in. That's fine. Pride Breaker, Spell Shield, anything. Doesn't matter what. It's good. We just walk forward now. Oh, I missed. Okay, well, that's a rip. My team took a lot of turret damage there. Oh. What? I was queuing the wave and he just walked into it. All right, we take that. We take that. Clear out everything here. And now we can push for the turrets. That is what we want to do. There it is. Beautiful. We just hit these turrets down. Make sure we queue as well because you want to still gain the attack damage. Last item here is the Maw. And then obviously you have the boots upgrade still as well. But yeah, that's it for the low elo game for this video. If you guys have enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe and yeah, hit the like button. That's very much appreciated. I will be seeing you guys in the second game here. Okay, before we move into the second game, I quickly wanted to mention that more than half the people who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed. If you are enjoying the content so far, a subscription is greatly appreciated. Also, be sure to follow over on Twitch as I am streaming live there as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the second one. Okay, so for the second game of this video, we're going to be playing this one in approximately Diamond 4 Elo. So you guys are aware. Facing a Vi here, which should be a decent matchup here, definitely. So not too bad there. Lanes-wise, I mean, I'm going to clear towards bot lane. It's just a very good standard way to go. Never a bad decision, really. So that is what I will be doing. Matchup-wise, I think Garen should do pretty well into the Jax as well. So, yeah, we'll see. Bard portals are pretty good gank tools. Should not be too big of a problem. Gonna reset at that 50-second mark for the ward to cover the invade, potentially. If someone invades you, it's most likely just gonna be directly on the buff camp, so it will always see. And that is good enough for me. Out of base, we can Q a bit as well. Get that movement speed. We have the home guard as well, of course, but yeah. Going towards that red buff, get the Q first. Make sure to stand on the path. Make sure to auto-attack your camps. That's really about all it is for Nocturne. Pretty straightforward. I am running Conqueror this game. Conqueror and Lethal Tempo are about the same strength, honestly, for Nocturne as a rune. I ran the first game with Lethal Tempo, so I'll run the second game with Conqueror, so you can see both of them. And yeah, here, just auto-attack, drag the camp a little bit, make sure to keep standing on your Q path. So I'm not dragging the camp now, because if I drag it, I would remove myself from the Q path, which is not something ideally I'd want to do in that moment. One more hit. Good. Take your W level 2 for the passive attack speed. And we're just going to look at some lanes. Top lane is getting pushed in, it seems. Bot lane is pushing in as well. Could bounce back enough, potentially, to where I can gank it as I get down there. But we will commit to the full clear. I would always recommend committing to the full clear, because levels are very important. XP tempo is very important. If I try any early gank, it fails. I'm putting myself in a worse position. And as a level 6 champion like Nocturne, that is not really what you want to be doing. One hit short. For the clear 2 points Q, I don't think Vi is going to invade me, so I'm not going to concern myself with the fear point. Because I gain a lot more from the extra point in Q. You gain extra stats on the path, etc. Like, it's just way more clear speed. Okay, just keep moving. I use my Q path there as well towards, like, the next camp and stuff. Okay, spicy. First blood for my team. Not bad. Tristana is pushing in mid. There might be a chance I get to go for that. She probably just warded here in this general area, so... with the movement pattern she just did. So I'm probably gonna have to keep that in mind. Might be a pretty tough mid gank there. If I would want to go for it. I'll smite here. And we'll see if it's warded. I'm gonna hug this wall as well, to potentially avoid the ward. Okay, she committed to it, that's fine. I'm gonna have to flash in. I'm just gonna close the distance as fast as possible. Very nice. I'm just gonna help him shove the wave. I want to close that distance quick, because Trist committed to him really big. Like, big time committed to him, so I definitely just want to get that done. Get in there quick so that she doesn't, like, kill him randomly. There's a Vi here. She is not gonna contest this thing. I still have a little bit of time to spend here for doing the scuttle, so I will do it. In this specific instance, I will E it for just that little bit of additional damage. She's obviously going top scuttle here. I'm going to reset right away now. And I'm just going to go for my Krug respawn. If it was a little bit later there, I would have just instantly reset for the Krugs. But in this case, that was still just within, like, acceptable margins. Especially since I saw the Vi in that position. She's never going to reach my Krugs in time, so I should be completely fine. Q one more time for movement speed. And that is nice. Q the camp. And just focus the big one down. And we go for our second rotation of our full clear. Get that tempo. Make sure to keep up the pace here. This camp will spawn right now. If Vi is on it instantly, that could be annoying, but I doubt she would be. That would be a colossal time waste from the Vi. Okay, bot lane dies there. These situations are fine. Like, my bot lane obviously, like, initially got a kill and stuff. Vi hasn't reset yet. That is very good to note there. I am up on farm tempo, though. Good flash. I can fix bot lane pretty easily once I get my ultimate back. So even if they, like, lose a little bit, that's okay. 41 seconds on grubs. I really do just want to finish this. 30 seconds on grubs. I'm easily going to make grubs after this. Her raptors also should be up, I believe. So I might be able to take those as well. Because I can hit level 6 off her raptors right now, which is pretty damn good. Seeing as how the Vi was there, it's most likely that her raptors are up in this position because she is like topside and she just didn't reset yet. Yeah, there it is. That's good. This is great. Because I can get raptors level 6 right now, and that's big. I'm gonna ult mid instantly. I want to help my mid laner as fast as possible. Nami just flashed. That's a commitment. Gonna watch the bubble. There it is. I just a little bit of fog of war issues on that one. Oh, okay. That's annoying. I really can't commit to this. You have to leave. I'm running out of HP there. Wait, you had ignite? Oh, brother. That's not great. I'm just gonna have to ping them back. I'm gonna have to reset in this position because I don't have anything left here. And my topside camps are respawning basically once again, so we're just gonna move. If he would have just ignited the Nami, that would have been great. I don't know why he didn't. That's a little bit unfortunate. It is what it is, but yeah, it does suck a little. In this instance, we see Vi like heavily committing bots. Oh my god, he's just like, they're just living on one. It's not ideal. Not ideal at all. Just want to do this. Vi is obviously bot. There's no way she gets to contest this. I just want to send this. I'm gonna smite that one. I should have the second smite. It's probably not gonna matter regardless, actually. Just make sure I get the objective here. I'm doing the objective before I go for like my camps in this specific instance because the Vi was just bot lane. So I have some free time to just take this without any contention on it. And then we're just going to clear once again, wait for our ult to be back up before we do another play. She gets the dragon, that's fine. Obviously just a straight up trade. It was close though, because if my bot lane would have won the fight, that dragon would not have been hers, which would have been absolutely amazing for me. But yeah, it is what it is. It was really close. Just gonna clear everything once again, making sure to wait for my ult cooldown before I go for the next play. All my camps are up, so this is ideally what we want to be doing. Mid lane is definitely a gankable angle in about 10 seconds. We are finishing our topside quadrant first, though. This is important. Just making sure that that is done, so we can transition from that straight into like a bot mid play, whatever. Okay, we're gonna have to move here instantly. We don't have a choice. Wait, is my ult not going off? Is this really a thing? Okay. I think I must have been slightly out of range there for a second. We're not going for our raptors. Her raptors and her red buff has just spawned, so I really would like to play for those if possible. And my Bard's a little bit AFK. Oh, he's going for the fight with Vi. My Kai'Sa went backwards. I'm gonna spell shield instantly. Doesn't matter what I spell shield in this position. Got 2 kills. My Kai'Sa is just like bot lane though for some weird reason, but fair enough. He is not going to survive, unfortunately. I'm not 100% sure why my ADC committed to just going bot, but it is what it is. It's overall, I think, a decent enough trade for that to be okay. Because, I mean, I did get a bunch of kills there, right? Like, we didn't trade for nothing. I did give my shutdown to the Tristana, unfortunately. I think with Kai'Sa there, it would have been super, super clean, but yeah, what do you do? I can't control my ADC. It is what it is. We have 50 seconds on our ultimate, so we are just going to clear our camps straight up. We are just going to clear all our camps until our ultimate back is up, and that is it. Okay, I mean, kill for ADC for kill and support's fine. 30 seconds on my R. All good. I do intend to play for the 6 grubs here. This will be an important one, so we're going to play topside for a little. I can use my next ult cooldown straight on the jacks and then probably go for 8 grubs, and that should be fine. That is what I'm looking for. Max your E second for the increased fear duration. We keep moving. Ults in 13 seconds. I think here, instead of doing Krugs, I'm going to do this top scuttle, since that would be more contested. Vi is just straight up doing top scuttle, I guess. I'm just going to chill then. Bart's ran back to bot lane, so I'm not going to try to fight that too much there. I think Jack still has some rotation priority there. Got my ult. This is a little bit annoying, but should be fine this. Very good kill. That's what we like to see. Like 38 seconds on grubs. My Tristana should be dead here as well, I think. Next laser. Ult, whatever. Yeah, that's good. Make sure I ping here that I'm going to be on my way as fast as I possibly can be. He ults, that's fine. Q. Stride breaker hits. Okay, get as much in there as possible. Need to do this on spawn now. I actually really want my Garen to help here. Like, this is big. It should be very easy with Garen's assistance, because Vi is not going to make it. She just, like, as this spawns, Vi also spawns. And if Garen is here to help me out clear this fast enough, it's good. That's all I need right now. After that, we have to note here that the next objective spawning is going to be the dragon. So I definitely want to try to look towards going there and being on dragon when my ult's available, basically. Gonna take a reset. We got the 6 grubs. I think my Garen should be fine here walking through the jacks. And we're just gonna go back to bot lane quickly. We're gonna go for steel caps on this reset, and then we're gonna commit to the hexplate purchase. This one is good. We are past level 9, so don't forget your blue trinket and Q out of base. Ult's gonna be up on 27 alongside the dragon up at the same time as well. So this is good. We're looking pretty good here. My bot lane is going to be in trouble for, like, not... They're not respecting it right now. It's not good. There's Vi. My ult's up in 4 seconds, so if Vi commits to something, it's completely fine. I can get there. Fell shielded. We're going to wait with the Q used there. Just, can we kill this guy? What is going on here? Oh, no. Stride breaker for the slow. Tried to get there. He ulted the turret late, so I got scared. I didn't walk forward. That was just a complete timing thing from the Bard that I was a little bit too afraid to walk forward into that. Oh, okay. Spell shield that. I can't act like she flashes there. I can't actually close that distance, I don't think. It should be an easy dragon still, though. If I get some assistance on the damage department, it should be completely fine. I need your help, though. Like, I really need the, like, Bard to also hit this, because it's a bit time-based right now. This is good enough. We take that. Let's move on. Ult's now on cooldown for 50 seconds, which is fine. So we're just gonna, again, clear, wait until our ult's basically back off cooldown. We go for this, we go this, and we go our top side. And then our ult's back. We can make a nice play afterwards, and it's fine. Vi does look to get a top lane kill, I think. Okay, that's not too bad from the enemy team. They kind of got away with a lot. It could have been really, really good for us, but yeah, obviously a slight like hesitation from me with the Bard ult not going off. I was a little worried he was not going to use it on the turret. This is not ideal. I wanted to go for my red, but I kind of have to like look here so the Vi doesn't collapse my Victor, because he's walking very far forward right there. I have to... I'm finishing this. He's not going to stick around for it. It's fine. Gotta go mid lane after this. Very safe play from Tristana here. I would like to go for this blue buff. Garen should be here. This should be a very good play. With Bards in the area as well. Should not be a problem whatsoever. Almost level 11. We should go for this top lane turret, I think. I could maybe go for mid kill on Tristana here, but she does have that that jump mobility that makes things a little bit unfortunate. Just gonna wait for him to push the wave. Just spell shield that, honestly. I don't know why I'm walking backwards. There's no need for that. He just dies. Good. Good shove here. That's good. Gonna shove out this wave. We're not really interested in trying to get any of the last hits necessarily. We just want to push for turret quickly here. Because we're gonna have to like rotate towards us right now, and the Jax is dead. So the rotation is probably not gonna be fast enough, and we can just take a tier 2 turret together, which is 700 gold, which is huge. That is big money. Vi is taking my bot side camps, which is completely fine, of course. I took her top side stuff and, well, top lane 2 turrets, so that's big. Just gonna wait for this Rift Herald to spawn. Obviously, I do have my ult, so I'm kind of looking at like optional ults as well. We're gonna make sure we stand in front of this Herald, and as it dashes, we shield that dash so we can get our attack speed steroid. This is good. Get that smite off. And we take the reset as well, because now we can afford our item. As soon as you can afford your item, you should really look for that reset very quickly. That item affording is a very big spike. Building it like a second item is huge. Turret's down. I don't think she got the local gold off the turret, which is a little unfortunate, but... Might be able to just kill the Jax here. I do have 2 items. He has 1 item. He is still a Jax, so his auto attack dodge sting pattern is a bit annoying. He is committing to it. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to ult him. Spell shield that and just kill him. Goodbye, Jax. Pretty nice, pretty easy. My ideal situation here is just to Rift Herald this next turret. So that's exactly what I'm going to go for right now. We're just going to Rift Herald this turret, because this is another 700 gold turret for us right there. I do see that fight, but I think my team is fine there, genuinely. So I'm not going to move for it. We're just going to move for this turret here, for the gold. It's big money. This turret's worth, like, over 2 kills, so... I definitely want to try to get that done. If I can do this into a next bounce as well, that's even better. So this play is very good for me. Like, instead of, like, going for that fight, getting this huge shove for that big turret, gold plus, like, this turret as well, is a very big shove. Really, really good. Good. Gonna leave with the Hex Gate. And now, at this stage, we have Dragon spawning in like 20 seconds. We're looking at like enemy jungle camps. So anything enemy jungle camps that is up, I want to go for. So in this case, we're obviously taking the Krugs here, taking the Raptors, looking at everything. My ult is off cooldown, so there is a potential play if I have to make one. I can't really walk into that, actually. That would be kind of silly of me. I'm down to go for this. Good. I just needed to wait for a proper target to walk like a little bit off center, if that makes sense. Like, they were grouped together pretty well, and then Tristana just walked too far forward at some point, basically, and it just made it like a play I can go for. Making sure here that I position myself so the Vi doesn't really get to walk past. Walk past that point, so they can't really engage. That's going to be just a death. Yep, perfect. I just rather Dragon, to be honest. Just Drake, please. Want to make sure we just get a nice, clean Dragon. I didn't even realize my Kai'Sa had 7 deaths. My man's struggling. Good. We're closing in on the next item here as well, which is great. It's a good Dragon pickup. We have the Otacon spawning in like 40 seconds. We're going to stick with like a standard setup. So the Cleaver's going to run me 2650. I'm going to instantly recall the moment I have enough gold for that basically right now. It should be just 1 camp, I think. Yeah, that's enough. Okay. just get my third item, like actual item spikes that we're gonna recall for right now. That's big. Like, I'm not gonna recall if I can farm the item up. Like, my camps would have been up. It would have been fine. I am going to recall for the item instantly, though, because I do want to finish an item. Completing items is absolutely huge in fight strength. So that is what you want to do. Get the level 14 before we move to Otacon, so I'm doing this before I do anything else. We're going to use the portal to reach the Bard's position for the red buff. Get there quick, and then we just... Oh, oops. Accidentally missed my Q. Okay, I would like to really just Otacon in this position. If my team would be willing to participate with that, that would be great. Okay, I need to go mid lane here. Not going mid lane here. No worries. I thought they were going to commit to Kai'Sa. They didn't. And I still would prefer to just do the Otacon right now. This Otacon is very big. The Ruinous Otacon is huge for those flowers. That's a big snowball potential. The other Otacon is less valuable. I don't really care about that one as much. This one is very big. Spy is there. Just stand melee range with this one as it swipes and you don't get hit. Smite is pick up all the flowers. Big XP. Like, look at the XP flying, man. Like, it's such good XP. Ah, she was doing it. I was about to, like, ult her there, but... I don't really have a reason to recall right now. I'm down to go. I'm gonna go for the Smolder. He's the furthest out of position, so we send him. Instantly got bubbled and everything. Loads of summoners used from the enemy team right there. I, like, instantly spell shielded as well, just to block anything. Like, I'm obviously not going to be able to block a specific ability in that scenario, so just blocking anything is good enough for me. Gonna wait for the wave to come here, and we're just gonna shove the turret now. That was a good catch. As you saw, to engage that fight, I'm going for the target that's, like, the furthest by themselves, which was the Smolder in this case. So those are targets you want to look for. Like, just backline, like, out of position targets. Don't dive in straight into the enemy team. Unless you have an Orianna on your team, that's different. But yeah, no, in most cases, definitely don't do that. And we just cleanly end this one. Beautiful. As usual, last two items, Death's Dance Maw. And obviously Boots upgrade is a possibility. But that was it for Nocturne. That was it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Give me the like button below. Helps me quite a bit. Be sure to subscribe as well as follow over on Twitch. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so for the runes for Nocturne, it is pretty straightforward, the runes you're looking for. You're obviously, like, a big one here. You're looking for the Ultimate Hunter. This is a very, very big rune. Like, this gives you ultimate haste, gives you consistent ultimate haste as well. Compared to something like Axiom Arcanist, this rune is very consistent. It doesn't require you to get any, like, takedown assists. The damage from your ult itself is also not that incredible, so the Axiom Arcanist does lose a bit of value there. And you can pick this up alongside the Grizzly Mementos for the blue trinket cooldown, which lines up to be able to get you consistent ults off. Like, the blue trinket ult combination is great, so this is the combination you're ideally looking for here on Nocturne. And for the main page, you're picking between either Conqueror or Lethal Tempo. Conqueror is just, like, they're both fine, honestly. They have the same win rate. They play the same, genuinely. Like, it's not that big of a difference. Lethal Tempo is slightly just better, like, more attack speed into, like, direct fights. Like, getting an extra hit or two in there is great, but at the same time, Conqueror has about the same value. They're both fine. They really are. You can pick either one. I picked the Lethal Tempo in one game and Conqueror in the other game, and as you saw, both games were completely fine. So that is all it is. We have Triumph for some HP restoration, because you don't need the mana, nor do you need this. This is completely useless. So HP and gold is great. We take the attack speed. You can also take the haste. This is a little bit of a choice. If you're going Conqueror, you're definitely going to have to pick the attack speed. But if you're going Lethal Tempo, you can also opt to go for the haste instead. And the haste is just going to be a nice, good 15 haste, which will help you out with getting your ult a little bit faster, which is never a bad thing, right? So if you're going Lethal Tempo, you can go for the haste, absolutely. You can still go for the attack speed, that's fine. If you're going Conqueror, you kind of have to go for the attack speed, because obviously you're not gaining as much attack speed, so that would be an option you have to consider there. Any other, like, main rune here is not really worth it. Like, Halo Blade's not really worth it, because Lethal Tempo generally outperforms it. If you're going for, like, a full lethality Nocturne, I guess you can go something like Halo Blades for that, or just go, like, Burst in the form of the Electrocute instead, but I don't recommend that. I just recommend simply going Conqueror or simply going Lethal Tempo. depending on what you prefer, because both are about equal. Last item here, I prefer Last Stand most of above any other one here, because Nocturne is a very like fight engage heavy bruiser, and in closer fights having 11% extra damage can be very, very, very significant and win you out on plays. Having like coup de grace cut down is less significant. In games, this will not do as much damage. So you might get like 50 damage out of this in a game. It is entirely possible because it only kicks in below 60% HP, but the value scales up really well, and if it allows you to win a very close fight, that is already good enough for me. Okay, so for the build for Nocturne, it is pretty straightforward. I'd recommend you to just go for the same build most games. I did the same pattern of build as well in both of the games. It is very linear, very straightforward. Stick to the same thing is what I recommend. The Smite, I would go for Red Smite. The reason I like Red Smite the most is because making that slow connect with them as you go in makes it much, much easier to land your fear. So going in for like a Q hit, engage with fear, slows them, gives you a movement speed boost from the Q, and it just lands that fear very, very nicely. So that's why we take this, and that's the chase potential on a fear is 90% movement speed, so it is really valuable there. Obviously, we have Stride Breaker for the slow as well, so it really adds together, and it can be a very nice way to go. The first big item you're always going to go for is Stride Breaker. Literally always. It doesn't want to pop up as a small one. For the thing, build-wise, you can just go Tiamat every single time. First, this will speed up your clear just a little bit, you know, and that little bit is very, very nice. You can go for that first. If you're going to go straight for a fight, then I guess Phage here is definitely better because of granting movement speed and damage and stuff, but like pure clear speed potential, Tiamat is great. Stride Breaker is just the item you're going for first, always. It's very straightforward. Hexblade is a very good second item. This gives you a ton of ultimate haste. 30 ultimate haste is great, just consistent good haste. Alongside the ultimate hunter, this lowers it very, very, very much by the cooldown. And then you have the overdrive as well. After casting your ultimate, you gain that 30% attack speed and 15% movement speed, which is ideal in synergy with Nocturne Ultimate. You go in, you get the fear off very easily this way, and it's just like such overwhelming pressure every single time you ult. So the combination of these two is just a very good staple. After that, you have boots option of steel caps or mercs as defensive boots, but you can also play with either Swifties or CDR boots. The cooldown ability haste boots are great, obviously, for additional ult cooldown, which is never a bad thing, so you can definitely purchase those if you'd like. For most people, I'd recommend to just go simply with steel caps or mercs. If you are winning the feats of strength, Swifties are great right now. Like, they are just very, very good boots. Like, 4% total movement speed is a lot of movement speed, and the high movement speed from the boots themselves are great. So if I'm winning feats of strength, you can consider Swifties if you'd like. If you're not winning feats of strength, just go defensive boots pretty much always, and that's completely fine. And then obviously the steel caps or the mercs highly depend on the enemy team, because if you need the extra tenacity or magic resist, then obviously go mercs. If you don't, then go steel caps. That's really about it. Now, in the games that I did for this video, I went for Black Cleaver, third item every single time, which gives a ton of haste, gives a ton of like armor reduction, as well as movement speed. So it's a really, really solid item to pick up third pretty much always if you want to default to something that is great. If the enemy team is very squishy, you don't necessarily need the cleaver, so you can completely skip past the cleaver if you want to not go for it whatsoever. And in that case, you're just going to go straight into the Death Dance Maw combination. You want to go for these two items. They are very offensive resistance items, because you've built a ton of HP out of Stride Breaker and Hexblade together. That's plus 900 HP, especially if you also went Cleaver. You get another 400 HP from that. So all you really need to be very tanky is just a bit of resistances. And Death's Dance is very good regardless because of the Ignore Pain passive, like spreading out the damage done and then healing back as well. So you can really be very, very, very tanky while doing great damage. You can go for it straight up here instead of Cleaver if you really don't need the armor penetration. That's fine. You can go Death's Dance Maw, and then with that you can easily finish that with a Guardian Angel, and that would be a very like offensive build. Still, without needing the armor penetration, you would look at a build setup like this. Obviously, if the enemy team is full AD, going Maw is not the choice. At that point, you just replace Maw with the Sterax instead. And you do this instead for like a full build if you do not need armor penetration, but they are full AD. If you do need the armor penetration, but they are still full AD, you can go for the setup here with the Sterax, or you can replace the Sterax for a Guardian Angel, and that would be a fine situation against a full AD comp when needing the armor penetration as well. If the enemy team is full AP instead, then obviously going for any armor is not really needed. But I will say most of the time, if they're full AP, they will still have like one source of physical damage, most of the time an AD carry or something at least. So Dev's Dance still holds good value in those situations, since it does work against magic damage as well, since it spreads out damage done. So that is really good. So you can still be quite tanky with it, and the armor will most likely still be good against the one person on the enemy team. If they completely have zero physical damage, then obviously don't build it. If they have absolutely zero physical damage, it's just a simple Maw angle, a simple like Spirit Visage angle is something to look for, and then you can go for like even another magic resist item on top of that, like Wit's End, for example. But these situations are rare. Obviously, if you need the armor penetration, pick up the cleaver. These situations are more rare, but technically possible. In most cases, you will actually end up building something like this, perhaps, because a Dev's Dance will always still have its use. But that's pretty much it for the build. If you have questions on it, leave that below. Be sure to do that. And yeah, that's it.